Straight ahead on OC News, our presidential election is getting even more interesting. We will have reaction to the second debate. And the Palm Springs community is still reeling after 2 officers were shot and killed. We will have a live report from the desert.
And Cal State Fullerton celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month. These stories plus weather and sports, OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Natalie Gomez.
And I'm Rebecca Vasquez. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
The 2006 presidential election just might go down as one of the most interesting and most disturbing in history. We are just 4 weeks from Election Day, and the second debate between the candidates was a heated affair. Here is James Wallace with more on the presidential debate.
All right, thank you, Natalie. We now have indeed just 29 days until the 2016 presidential election. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton went head-to-head last night for the second time. The debate was moderated by CNN's Anderson Cooper and ABC's Martha Raddatz. This debate got pretty heated as the 2 candidates exchanged strong words with each other. And even though the debate came just a few days after a 2005 video of Trump revealed that he talked about grabbing a married woman's genitals, he looked to bounce back from that. Take a look at some of the highlights.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
He never apologized to Mr. and Mrs. Khan, the Gold Star family, whose son, Captain Khan, died in the line of duty in Iraq. And Donald insulted and attacked them for weeks over their religion.
After the attacks that Trump and Clinton threw at each other, a lighthearted question came from an undecided voter at the debate, asking Clinton and Trump to say one thing that they respect about each other.
I respect his children. His children are incredibly able and devoted, and I think that says a lot about Donald.
I consider her statement about my children to be a very nice compliment. I don't know if it was meant to be a compliment, but it is a great. I'm very proud of my children, and they've done a wonderful job, and they've been wonderful, wonderful kids. So I consider that a compliment. I will say this about Hillary. She doesn't quit. She doesn't give up. I respect that.
Let's find out what people thought of last night's debate as we now send it over to Andrea Vargas with the live report on last night's debate reaction. Andrea?
Thanks, James. I went around campus, and as always, the second debate has caused a lot of controversy among students, staff, and just people in general. I went around campus and I asked students what they thought about the debate, if they changed their opinion about who they're going to vote for, and let's take a look at what they have to say.
I thought that both candidates didn't really answer any of the questions. They just kind of played the blame game, and it was almost like watching little kids in an argument.
I thought America needed to take a shower after watching it. It was just a bit too much at the beginning, going into full scorched earth strategy to go fully negative about all kinds of personal things. It slowly turned into a more substantive debate, but barely.
Hillary was more straightforward, so it was pretty good to see her points and stuff. So, but I feel like after that, Donald Trump definitely lost my respect, I guess, because he was just accusing Hillary with all that stuff and attacking her, and I didn't appreciate that.
How do you feel about Donald Trump attacking your community, like your people from your same ethnicity, your culture?
Outraged by it. You know, a lot of people don't understand like exactly why we're mad, but you know, like because they're not a part of it. Like they're not on our side seeing like what he's saying about our family, like our ancestors and stuff like that. So they don't understand exactly why we're outraged, and that like brings more anger towards us, like because they don't understand why we're mad. So it's just like building up, and like something needs to be done about it.
All the communities he's attacking, I support and I believe in, and it's just horrible to see him want their votes and at the same time want to push them away from America.
Did you like see any recaps or memes on Instagram, social media?
Yeah, I did, about like Donald Trump. He's really rude. I'm not too fond of him. And Hillary, I don't know, this is going to be like a hard campaign because Donald Trump, I think he's racist.
people were not too happy with last night's debate, but we're just going to have to wait and see what the outcome will be on November 8th. Reporting for OC News, this is Andrea Vargas.
Thank you for that report, Andrea. The final debate between Trump and Clinton will be on Wednesday, October 19th in Las Vegas at UNLV. Now let's send it back to the anchors, Natalie and Rebecca.
Hurricane Matthew is still tearing its way through the United States and affecting millions of people. Coming up after the break, we have a live interview with KESQ news producer Jamie Gomez following the death of 2 Palm Springs officers.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
The Palm Springs community continues to mourn after the death of 2 police officers killed in the line of duty. Officers Gilbert Vega and Leslie Zerbini were killed Saturday midday after responding to a call of a family disturbance. Vega was a 35-year-old veteran of the force who was set to retire in December. Officer Zerbini had just returned to active duty after giving birth to a daughter 4 months ago. The suspect has been identified as 26-year-old John Felix. He was arrested wearing full body armor and carrying high-capacity magazines. Joining us via Skype is Cal State Fullerton alumna and television news producer at station KESQ in the Coachella Valley, Jamie Gomez. Jamie, I know you have been working all weekend on this breaking news story. We have video from the station showing the vigil last night. Tell me about how the community is responding to this tragedy.
I mean, to be honest, I've been seeing a huge outpour of a lot of officers, firefighters, locals, people who are coming from all over. We actually had a huge concert here this past weekend, Desert Trip, and a lot of people came from the concert all around the world. So it was just a huge outpour at the vigil from the Desert Trip goers, and it's just been really, I guess, unique and very special to see so many different people come together to pay respects for, you know, out of town and people who, like, they didn't even know who these officers were, but it meant a lot to see the outpour of just love coming to support the officers and the family of the police department.
Tell me about how the story unfolded on Saturday. I know you're fairly new to the station, so, I mean, what was going on? What came, you know, tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I was actually at the station, and I heard it over the police scanners that shots were fired, officers were down. Hearing those words were very, you know, I haven't heard that before. It was kind of confusing, but as soon as I heard that, I had a reporter with me, and we called our assistant news director and our main director here at the station, and we told them what we were hearing, and we took off and went to the scene. It was very traumatic to see how many police cars came rushing by, and as soon as we pulled up our news vehicle, we saw officers pull out their rifles. So it was something where we didn't exactly know what to expect, and when that happened, we pulled back and we had to kind of see how it unfolded. All we knew was that there was officers injured. We did not know anything about the shooter. We knew that there was an active shooter possibly on the loose. We didn't know exactly the whole situation, but it was pretty terrifying, and it just unfolded. Later that evening, we find out news that 2 are dead. One was shot and still in the hospital, and then after a 12-hour standoff, the suspect was arrested, and he is currently awaiting arraignment this next week. This coming week, he should be arraigned in a couple days. And there's been conferences from the chief of police in Palm Springs, Riverside County, the mayor. Everyone's been attending to give us more information, to put the community at ease, because for the whole 12-hour stand-up, a lot of people didn't feel safe in their neighborhood. And we just didn't know anything about the suspect or what his condition was, where he was. And it was scary. It was definitely very scary. But being involved in it and trying to, get the facts straight and be a part of it from our standpoint at the station, it was very hard because it was just slowly unfolding. There was a procession for their bodies to be moved from Desert Regional Medical Center at the hospital to the coroner's office in Indio. To see the whole freeway practically shut down with officers and escorting their bodies was very, very moving. It's something this is the first time I've experienced anything like this, and it's just very, very touching to see how everyone's coming together.
Well, thank you, Jamie. We appreciate you unfolding this story for us and giving us a little more insight as to what's going on. We hope to stay in touch with you and, follow this story as it unfolds. So thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Hurricane Matthew has left the southeast coast with a total of 21 deaths. Massive power outages and flooding have affected over 1 million people. Here's the story.
What we decided to do was just allow our guardian angels to take care of our home.
Susan Freeman was among the thousands of Georgians who chose to take their chances. Freeman hunkered down inside her suburban Savannah home. It was a decision she would soon regret.
And I heard cracking and popping all night long. Scary, very scary.
Hurricane Matthew did not make landfall in Georgia, but it was close enough to bring winds strong enough to uproot trees and take down power lines, and rain that swamped homes and cut off roads.
I would say that the damage is not as widespread. There certainly is some significant areas of damage.
Matthew did make landfall between Charleston and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but by the time it got there, it had weakened to a Category 1 hurricane. Still, Matthew was strong enough to make more than 100 roads impassable, knock out power to hundreds of thousands of people, and leave a big mess behind.
We were able to do the best that we could to keep everybody safe, and so keep in mind that lives are what's most important.
While South Carolina cleans up, North Carolina is still battening down.
I'm extremely concerned, since this hurricane has been downgraded, that people will let up their guard.
The storm has turned deadly in that state, and the eastern portion has started to see record flooding. Forecasters expect Matthew to move offshore early Sunday. In Savannah, Georgia, I'm Scott McLean.
I can't believe it's already October.
I know, it's
midway. Well, fall is officially here, so let's see what weather is like. Here is Gustavo Olguin with this week's forecast.
Thank you, Natalie. I know it is fall, but we do have those random hot days of the week every week here in Southern California, and today just happens to be that day. So we're just going to go ahead and start with it. 85-degree top, 60-degree low. If you're walking to campus right now, if you're walking around, I know it's going to be a little hot. Just swipe off your brow and just get that shine off before you go into class. Humidity, 27%. All right, that's a little low, but by the end of the week, it's going to jump up to almost 70. So enjoy that 27 as of right now. Sun rose at 6:53 and sunset at 6:23, so the sun will be going down shortly. So enjoy the last bits of sunshine that we have. Now moving on to the 5-day forecast. It kind of looks very similar to today, just a little bit more cool. So from Tuesday to Thursday, we're actually going to have similar temperature around 77, lows around 57, sorry about that. And then as we move closer to Friday, Saturday, the clouds start rolling in. With Saturday, you're not going to actually get any sun basically until later of the day. So enjoy the clouds, and then you'll get the sun later. But sunset is going to be around 6:10 to 6:15, humidity reaching around 70%. So you guys have that to look forward to. And now on a national scale, we actually have a lot going on. You could tell that Los Angeles is going to be pretty hot. We're actually competing with New Orleans and Miami as the hottest day of the week, actually. The top 3 degrees. The lowest one's going to be over here, Seattle at the top at 56. And, oh, sorry, I didn't see Billings right there at 45. Anyway, then moving over to the East Coast, we actually have Washington, D.C. at 65, New York at 63, and Atlanta at 75. And last but not least, we have Orlando at 79. That's the weather that we have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy it. A lot of sun, a lot of heat, a lot of humidity. Back to you guys.
October is Hispanic Heritage Month here at Cal State Fullerton. There will be events held between October 4th and October 11th. Reporter Jillian Salas has more information on the latest event.
Mesa Cooperativa is the Latino Council on campus, so we serve as an umbrella for all the Latino organizations on campus.
Viola Leiva, president of Mesa Cooperativa, says that her organization coordinated with the president's office for this year's reception of Hispanic Heritage Month.
The theme for Mesa Cooperativa for this entire year is going to be acknowledging our roots and celebrating our diversity.
The president's reception hosted performances from the Ballet Folklorico Club on campus and poetic renditions of Growing Up Latinx.
Forever changed how I saw myself and my body.
Keynote speaker Denise Froham discussed crossing multiple identities and continuing the work of social justice. Alumna Lauren Flores applauded Froham's performance and felt a sense of unity at the event.
I just feel like this is really my first time really being at an event where I'm openly celebrating it with people that I can connect with.
Froham said that it was, quote, felt like being with familia, end quote, and is excited for the work that CSUF students are doing for this campus.
I think is really important in the ways in which we reflect the diversity of our communities as Latinos, as Chicanos, as Latinx folks.
According to the Cal State Fullerton website, Hispanic students make up the majority of the student population at 37%. Cal State Fullerton also ranks as the #1 school in California that awards bachelor's degrees to Hispanic students. Reporting for Titan TV, this is Jillian Salas.
Coming after the break, we have postseason baseball and the Rams try to get a home-winning streak going. Also, we have pugs, tons of pugs, running around in costumes and up for adoption at Pugtober. All this and more when we come back.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Samsung issued an alert today to customers, asking users to immediately turn off their Galaxy 7 Note smartphones. The phones have been spontaneously catching fire. The unprecedented moves have come one day after Samsung halted production of the dangerously glitchy devices.
The Titan Student Union is 10 days away from completion. Reporter Taryn Martinez is live on the site.
Good evening, students. I'm here at the Titan Student Union here at Cal State Fullerton. As you can see behind me, they are finishing up touches with some wet paint. For more than 2 years, 140 construction workers have been working on this. So it was supposed to be open in spring 2017, but fortunately for our students, we will be seeing it sooner. They have been doing preparing planters, installing fixtures, and this new space will accommodate us 40,000 students here at Cal State Fullerton. Next Thursday, October 20th, is the grand opening, so be sure to be here at 1 p.m. for the free food and music, and ribbon cutting will be taking place at 2 p.m. For OC News, I'm Taryn Martinez.
CSU women's volleyball and tennis, along with men's soccer, had games over the weekend. Highlights of the LA Rams and Dodgers and a full recap of MLB postseason. Now we send it to John Carasello with sports.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. Let's start off with Titan Sports, a quick recap over CSUF sports over the weekend. We're going to start with women's volleyball. UC Davis defeated the Titans in 3 sets despite a remarkable 18-kill game for Madeline Schneider. The team now drops to a 6-12 overall record. Going over to women's tennis now, we're talking singles, women's singles. Carol Portalatin and Sarah Nuno are both defeated in the quarterfinals last weekend. Portalatin lost in a 7-5 and 6-2 loss, while Nuno lost in 6-3 and a 6-2 set loss as well. Men's soccer, they're playing UC Davis as well, just like women's volleyball. They lost. They got crushed 3-0, dropping their 3rd straight conference game. And it's been a tough weekend, to say the least, for Titan Athletics. But let's go talk some football right now. The LA Rams, they are back at the Coliseum. They're hosting the Buffalo Bills, and they have been red hot as of late. Streaky team. Okay, so 3rd quarter, 4 minutes left to play. It's Case Keenum. He throws, and he's picked off. Nikel Roby-Coleman, 41 yards to the house. Bills take the lead, 23-16. Oh, that was rough there. Okay, 2nd and goal. Tyrod Taylor drops, looking, throws, end zone. It's caught. Marquise Goodwin for the touchdown. The Bills, 30-19. That would be the final score. They improved to 3-2. We look at some of the stat lines. Case Keenum, 21-31, 271 yards, 2 interceptions. LaShawn McCoy for the Bills rushed for 150 yards, and Kenny Britt had a pretty good game for the Rams, 5 catches for 75 yards. And it's October, which means postseason baseball. It's in full swing. Let's recap Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Nationals in Washington, D.C. Bottom of the 3rd, Dodgers up 2-0. Runners on first, and Jason Worth is caught looking there for the strikeout. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. Dodgers still up 2-0. Louboutin, left field. That one is gone. It's a 3-run homer. The Nationals take the lead. Very next inning, bottom of the 5th. Nationals are still up 3-2. Runners at the corners. Daniel Murphy up to bat. Drives it into right center field. And that's going to score Anthony Redden. And now it's 4-2 Nationals. Fly ball into left field. Howie Kendrick under it. Makes the play. Here's the throw at home. Bryce Harper trying to tag, and he got him. Great play for the Dodgers there. Howie Kendrick gunned him out. But the Washington Nationals won the game. Game 2, 4-2, the final score there. And we're going to move on as well to the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Game 3 was played last night in Toronto. And there you go. There's the highlights there for you. So again, Game 3, here's Russell Martin up to bat. Bottom of the 10th, ground ball. Elvis Anderson flips it to second. Order to first. It's offline. Can't make the play. The throw to the plate. Josh Donaldson slides in safely, and that is the game. The Blue Jays win it 7-6, and the Rangers are stunned. Let's take another look here. So they get him at second right there. This would have ended the inning, the double play. Instead, it's a one hopper way off the line. Donaldson takes advantage, slides in safely, and back-to-back years that the Blue Jays have defeated the Rangers. They're going to go on to play the winner of the Indians and the Red Sox for the American League Championship game. Popping bottles as they celebrate. You're on to another American League Championship. Congrats to the Toronto Blue Jays. And as well, speaking of that, the Indians and the Red Sox, they are playing today Game 3. The Indians, they got Josh Tomlin on the mound, while Clay Buchholz for the Red Sox takes the hill for them. The Indians are looking to close it out here. They're up 2-0. And if they win it, they're going to advance again, play the Blue Jays. And Game 3 as well with the Cubs and the Giants. It's a battle of the aces for both teams. Jake Arrieta starting for the Cubs and Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. Certainly should be quite the duel for these Cy Young Award pitchers. Now, right now, the hometown Dodgers, they are underway. They're back in action again. Game 3. Again, that series is tied up 1-1. So again, we'll be keeping a good look for that as the Dodgers are trying to close things and advance on. They're going to play the winner of the Cubs and the Giants. And as for today, don't forget Monday Night Football just about to start off, kickoff just minutes away. We got two NFC South divisional rivals facing off tonight. The Tampa Bay Bucks are visiting the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton is out. He's scratched out. He's got that concussion. Derek Anderson is in. Both teams off to a slow start. Starting the season 1-3. It's a must-win for both teams. We'll see who comes out on top tonight. That is all for sports. Let's send it back to our anchors, Natalie and Rebecca.
Thanks, John. Pugs and Pals is one of the biggest animal rescue groups in Orange County. They hosted their 18th annual Pugtoberfest at the local park in Costa Mesa in efforts to adopt and take care of endangered dogs. John Carasello was there and has the latest.
Pugs of all shapes and sizes gathered all together last Saturday, October 8th, at the annual Pugtoberfest. Pugtoberfest is held every October by the nonprofit organization Pugs and Pals. Pugs and Pals Rescue is recognized nationally to bring in and rescue endangered pugs and other dog breeds across the country. I'm right outside T. Winkle Park, which is the site for the 18th annual Pugtoberfest, which is hosted by the Pugs and Pals Rescue Organization. They hold this event every single year. Got a lot of fun events going on right now. Some of these events include a raffle, a silent auction, best dressed costume. We got a kissing booth, just some of the many fun things out here, food and different vendors. And I was able to talk to some pet owners that came over here, some of the volunteers, and even was able to get a hold of a veterinarian to talk about some of the services that they do here at Pugtoberfest.
Every year they do a lot of events throughout the year, but this is their big fundraiser, and it's just a lot of fun. People get together that like animals, and it's really a lot of fun.
Pugtoberfest is about bringing everybody together in the community that have a love for pug dogs. It also is the major fundraiser for Pugs and Pals, and it's important to give back. That's why I'm working the kissing booth, pug kisses for $1. Tank is my partner in crime here.
And so we come here every year and help them out by doing nail trims and ear cleaning as a fundraiser for the rescue group.
For more information on how you can join and help out with Pugs and Pals, be sure to visit their website at www.pugdogrescue.com. For as little as $25 a year, you can help endangered dogs get spayed and neutered, along with any medical care needs for rescue dogs. From T. Winkle Park here in Costa Mesa, I'm John Carasello, reporting for OC News.
That will do it for us tonight at OC News.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Periscope under the handle OC News CSUF.
Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching.